This is Wheeler Betting. My name is Chris Graham. This is Nick Watts. We've come outside to chat about week 1 of the Premier League, Nick. I'm excited as much as you are, I can imagine, about the riches that we will discover over the next 38 weeks of the season as we hopefully make loads of money betting on these games. Let's kick on then. I think probably the best first game of week 1 is Newcastle against Spurs, 5:30 PM on Saturday. That's my view. But I've asked Nick to compile his 3 best bets for this opening week coupon from the Premier League. Nick, kick us off with your first bet.
Well, unfortunately, I haven't gone for Newcastle against Spurs. I think there's a lot of extenuating circumstances there. Alan Pardew with a lengthy injury list, which I'm struggling to believe is quite as lengthy as he suggested it is on an international week. But there we go. So let's go to my first bet. I'm going for QPR to beat Swansea. If you watch our outright videos, you know that I'm against Swansea this year. Just so much upheaval at the club, losing their manager, losing so many key players. Could be more of them on the way. Will their minds be on the task? And they're going to QPR, who really turned into a force at home at Loftus Road last year. I know that Mark, our mate Mark, was very happy about that as it led to them surviving in the top flight. For me, Rangers have improved their squad over the course of the summer, while Swansea have gone backwards. And 11 to 10, there's a lot going for QPR here. I think that's a cracking bet to get the season started.
Yeah, well, they'll need to improve better than they did the first game of last season when they got beat. I think it was 5-0 by Bolton. Absolutely humped. But you're right.
Had the last laugh on that one, though.
They did. They did. A very sick last laugh in the last few minutes of the season. But you're right. It's a good shout, and if they replicate anything like the home form that we saw towards the end of last season, that's definitely a great bet. Bet 2.
Okay, the next one, another 3 o'clock kickoff, and it's Fulham at home to Norwich. Now, Fulham are almost a cliche in as much backing them at home, but I'm surprised to see them at 5 to 6 with Boyle Sport just to beat a Norwich side which wasn't a particularly good away side last year. You look at their record. They lost 4 of their last 6 away at the tail end of last season. Norwich against top half teams away from home, they won 2, drew 3, and lost 5. So it wasn't a great record. Add to that their head-to-head record season, Fulham having won 8 of 10 encounters, and the other 2 were draws. So they've never lost to Norwich. And on that basis, 5 to 6 just looks an enormous price. Norwich obviously struggled defensively last year. They've gone something like 33 games, I think it is, without keeping a clean sheet away from home in the top flight. So I'd also look at Fulham to score over 1.5 goals, which I think is around that 5 to 6 mark as well. Could easily see both of those coming in, and then you've got yourself a nice couple of winners from that game.
Nice one. I mean, I do some stuff on Sports Tonight TV with Nigel Seeley, the bet butler, and he's a Fulham fan. He reckons they're going to have a great season this year. He even says top 6. I think he's going to be...
that's optimistic, but certainly back them on.
Definitely not a shout. Your third and final bet, and I know it's a fixture that was pivotal at the end of last season. Everton against Manchester United. Manchester United surrendering that 3-1 lead to draw, or 4-4 it ended up, didn't it? A horrible event that probably cost Man United the title. They're playing again opening weekend. How do you see this game?
Well, the key difference here is, as much as it is again a bit of a cliche, Everton are playing at the start of the season as opposed to being at the end last time. And it's amazing how consistently they have these poor starts. I really can't work out how a club with so much quality there struggles at the beginning of every single season. And I think it's got to the point where it is a significant trend you have to pay attention to. You look back at their opening day fixtures, they've actually lost the last 4, despite the fact 3 of them were at Goodison Park. And it's been to the likes of Blackburn and co. So, they haven't lost necessarily to big names. Manchester United, on the other hand, have been quite clinical. I think they've won the last 3 opening day fixtures, including away days at the likes of West Brom and Birmingham. Everton's a tougher place to go, but at the same time, you just expect them to come out with a bit of a spring in their step. They're not always the fastest starters, we know. But based on Everton's record, at the beginning of season, I think 10 to 11, which you can get a Bet Victor, looks a cracking price to me.
Yeah, such a lazy team, Everton, in terms of getting out of the bed for the new season. And they didn't really get involved until November, December. Wouldn't it be amazing if they could have a great, a season in 9 months? They'd probably end up in the Champions League 5 years ago.
Probably would.
Week 1, your 3 best bets, just recite them.
Okay, so it's QPR 11 to 10 to beat Swansea, a bit of an ailing side. Fulham, always good at home. Take them to beat Norwich at shades of odds on again, 5 to 6. and then Manchester United to do the business in the Monday night fixture away to Everton. 10 to 11 you'll get for them to beat Everton there.
Thank you.